Yo, listen up, it's time for a tale about a podcast that'll leave you frail. Hard way wrestling coming at you raw, bringing the heat, breaking every law. They drop the truth, no holds barred, talking smack, getting you hyped up hard, calling out the fakes, exposing the lies. Hard way wrestling taken by surprise. Hard way wrestling coming to your city. Nothing but realness, nothing but grit. Going down a gauntlet, making it mark. Hard way wrestling, straight from the heart.
Welcome to Hard Way Wrestling, because today, and no other day on Hard Way Wrestling, it's a special day because today we expose the business. We are going to expose the business because that's what AEW does. They expose the business. Jesus, boys.
I want a shirt that says hashtag protect the finish.
Yeah,
we need to put that together. We really need to put that together. I did order yesterday because my kid talked me into it, and I had some money on my PayPal. That new Travis Scott.
Oh God!
Oh, Jesus.
Have you seen it? The new Travis Scott wrestling's not real, and it
wrestling is real.
Wrestling? No, I thought it said wrestling's not real.
I thought it said wrestling is real. I may misread it.
Yeah, maybe I misread it then. I don't want it then. I think it says wrestling is not real, and on the back it has Travis Scott, The Rock, and Cena. What's going on, boys? How was your weekend?
It was good. Good.
Uneventful.
Fuck AEW, worst pay-per-view score I've ever gotten. Jesse, and we'll get into that, but Jesse really, I tried to talk her into cashing in last night, and she goes, "I'm not cashing in. I'm not. I hate AEW. I'm not good at AEW." She was better than most last night, so which was surprising. Not really surprising because she knows what she's doing. Believe it or not, she knows what she's doing, and I don't fucking help her because I don't want her to win. But we'll get into the predictions challenge stuff and where we're at in that. And
then she pulls her titties out, and you let her copy your paper.
Yeah, and she copied it one less point. So, yeah, she always has her boobies out. That's just what she does. She's always got her boobies out. So anyway, welcome in YouTube, Facebook, the TikToks. Make sure you're like and subscribing, commenting. Somebody keeps subscribing to the channel right before our show, like for the past week or so, and then unsubscribing after the show. I don't know. I have a feeling I know what it is, but it's weird. It's weird to me. So if you're subscribing today because you're being nosy or snotty or whatever, first off, go fuck yourself. Second, don't unsubscribe. It's okay. Stay around. We're okay. We'll take your subscriptions. So anyway, little AEW Revolution last night.
A lot. What was it? 13 matches in total.
9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I think it was 12 or 13. How many were on the pre-show? There was nine on the main card.
I think there was like 4 on the pre-show.
Was it 4? Oh, I will look at it here in a second. And Austin and I were talking about this today. Yeah. Fatigue. Wrestling fatigue. And that's what they should call one of these pay-per-views, fatigue, because 13 matches for an AEW pay-per-view is about right. I mean, that's about what they do. And they have a bunch of matches on the pre-show, which absolutely no one watches, right? No one watches.
Involved.
I did not watch I came into the pre-show half an hour before the main show started, so all I got to see was Pockets and Big Boom AJ match. That was the only one I watched on the pre-show.
You know what they steal from the UFC model, where UFC events, you know how you have big UFC events, whatever the card is. The main event is at fucking 1:00 in the morning or midnight, like AEW, but it starts at 1:00. Like there's matches all day long, but like some of them are on TV, some of them are regular ESPN, and then they move over to ESPN 3 or whatever it is, Ocho, whatever. But it runs all day long, so a lot of people don't even see those pre-matches, right? And then a lot of people don't show up to the arena for those pre-matches. It's like it's like trainers and a couple family members in the front row.
It's like AEW.
Yeah, it kind of is because last night when the show during the pre-show, and we'll get to the pre-show stuff. Once the pre-show started, there was nobody. Like, and I guess they have, they do the chairs and stuff like they do for WWE. There was nobody. There was nobody in that front right, whatever that row was under the hard cam. There was 0 people.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And again, it's SoFi. It's California, right? It was SoFi Stadium, right? Not where it was.
No, Crypto something arena.
Yeah, SoFi's outdoors.
Crypto.com. Well, it's still in California. So, you got traffic and, it started out there, 4:00? I guess that's the time it started out there. So, you got your LA traffic or wherever it is, your California traffic, and you probably couldn't see through the smog and all that other bullshit. So, people just don't show up. They do it for Dodger games. They do it for Angels games. If they were any good, they don't do it for Oakland games because they don't go there at all. They do it for they do it for all the sporting, and it's like here for the Capitals. Like you go to a Capitals game, and the first period, no one's there. Like, and all of a sudden, it's like a barn door opens and all the horses come in. Everybody's finding their seats. So
it was funny. Just so last year, Memorial Day weekend, my buddies and I went out to Indianapolis for the Indy 500.
Yep.
We stayed in Cincinnati, so we went to we got there Friday afternoon, so we went to a Cincinnati Reds game. And exactly what you were talking about, like we were up at the very top of the stands, which was a pain in the ass hike, but it was a gorgeous view. But anyways, we're sitting up there, and fans are just finally, like in droves, they're coming up the stairs, they're finding their seats, and I was getting a little pissed because again, we got a nice view, but from where we're sitting, all the fans coming up the stairs are blocking the view of the damn field. And we're there. I'm trying to watch. It was Reds versus Dodgers, so I got to see Shohei Ohtani. It's blocking my view of Shohei. I'm like, really? Give me a break. I want to watch the game. I don't want to watch people filing into this.
Scotty, do you ever think you've blocked anyone's view?
I'm
just asking. I'm just asking for a friend.
As far as I am aware, no. But I'd be happy to be corrected if there's somebody out there watching that's like, yeah, I know that fat ass. He blocked my view for half the freaking game. Yeah, I'd be happy to be corrected. So
no, I mean it's I feel the same way. You get to a game early, you decide that you're going to be the one that's going to show up early to an Orioles game, and you're watching the first couple innings and no one's there, and then some douche pickle comes in from Pickles and decides he's going to stand the whole fucking next 8 innings. And you're like, my man. My man, aren't you drunk yet? Can't you just sit down? So
can't you just pass out yet?
Anyway, all right. Well, speaking of passing out, let's talk about AEW Revolution pre-show.
Brought to you by melatonin.
Brought to you by melatonin. Always brought to you by melatonin.
Are you ever going to take that off your desk?
I don't even use it. I used it once, and it made me feel groggy, and I don't know. I thought it was Viagra, so it didn't. It made my eyes limp, so I don't know. It didn't work. Maybe I didn't take enough. It's time release, so by the time it kicked in, I was already on my way to work, and it made it hard to steer. Anyway,
watching wrestling while you do that probably makes it hard to steer enough.
All right, we had 0 hour on the call was Excalibur, Turnus, Shivani, and Taz. What a waste of talent on the pre-show. We had the ROH TV champion, Commander. I didn't even know he was the TV champion. We don't watch ROH, so with Hologram and Alex Abrahantes, whatever Gesundheit. It's
that was Penta's guy.
That's Penta's guy. Yeah, Cero Mero. Yeah, that was a shocker. Well, anyway, Alex had a black eye, I think. Or that he was painting his face to represent something. I don't know. But he looked like somebody beat the shit out of him. He had a black eye the whole time. So, and they were against Big Shotty, Lee Johnson, and Blake Christensen. Blake Christensen is pretty talented. And he fits the build for AEW talent. He's about 5'8", 140 pounds. So
I'm not watching ROH until Dalton Castle comes back.
What is going on with that, by the way? They're just not using him?
No, he got hurt last year, remember?
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he blew his knee out or something.
Oh,
when last year? Because that feels like that was like almost midsummer last year.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, knee injuries take some time.
Yeah. Blake or a hologram dropped a 450 splash on Christian to pick up the pin for the team. Honestly, as a team, I thought they looked really good. Like to see him with matching gear, but I thought they looked pretty good. Right, they're both two mass characters. Then we had the TNT champion Daniel Garcia, which boy has he gone colder than
Then a
my
banker's
ex-wife.
heart.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now. Crazy that the TNT champion is on the pre-show in a 6-man or an 8-man. Was it an 8-man? Yeah, it was an 8-man. So it was Garcia and the Kingdom, Cole O'Reilly and Roderick Strong versus Shane Taylor Promotions, the Pure Champion Lee Moriarty, Shane Taylor, and the Infantry Charlie Bravo and Captain Sean Dean. Daddy Magic came down and joined the broadcast for this. I believe there's some. Well, he's still hanging out with Garcia, so
I guess ROH is what gets his nipples hard.
I forgot about that. Garcia and Menard seem to have a problem with the Undisputed Kingdom for whatever reason, because we're not really paying attention to the Undisputed Kingdom right now. How did 3 guys that were so over in NXT with that Undisputed Era, how are they on the pre-show? It is bad. It's bad. It's bad. So
I mean, Cole has never been more useless ever since he came to AEW. Like he really, like, ever since he especially when he lost to freaking Orange Cassidy with the giant bear hug, move that they did off the top of the entrance way. Yeah, like he's been deader than 4 o'clock, and like I was really hoping they could revive the Undisputed Era in AEW and again keep them relevant, keep them over, and it just nothing. It's been in the toilet ever since. No, Adam friggin' was it O'Reilly or Fish or one of them that does that?
Roderick.
Yeah, Strong. That's who it is. I can't even keep any of them straight anymore because it's like none of them mean anything. None of them make sense.
Well, the best part of this match is we didn't have to adjust the color on our TV to find out whether Cole was using tanning spray or not. So Cole was looking for the Panama Sunrise on Lee Moriarty, but Garcia tagged himself into the match. Garcia applied the Dragon Tamer on Lee and stared at Cole. Garcia forced Moriarty to tap out, and there was some tension between Garcia and Cole. So Garcia he jumped out of the ring, jumped up onto the or one of the walls or whatever, and was trying to pump the crowd up. So all 30 of them. Then we had the ROH World Championship match. Chris Jericho. He made it. He made it on their pay-per-view.
No, he did. It wasn't the pay-per-view. That was the pre-show.
Pre-show. Well, I mean, I still consider pay-per-view. So,
I'm sorry. Did somebody say something about Jericho? I was napping.
Well, you're gonna get to fall asleep again. So, Jericho with Big Bill and Brian Keith versus Gravity. This lasted. The beatdown. This was a beatdown. This wasn't even a match. Aubrey Edwards threw it out. Jericho hit hologram. Was it hologram?
Bandito?
Nope, no. It hit Gravity. Hit Gravity in the face with a baseball bat. Ref threw the match out. Bandito sprinted to the ring, and boy, did we wait for Bandito to knock himself out. But he didn't. He didn't. He tried to help Gravity, and Gravity took over.
Gravity took him down.
And Jericho's
been getting beat by Gravity for years.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jericho's tits and gut have been battling Gravity for years.
So's his career. Anyway,
yeah.
They beat down Bandito. They beat down Gravity. At one point, Gravity's wife and sister or girlfriend or whatever climbed into the ring to protect Gravity. They ended up pulling Gravity's mask off.
Yeah,
But
I
his
saw
hair
the
was
clip
so
of it.
damn long you couldn't tell anyway, so it didn't matter. So they pulled the mask off. The family tried to protect him, and Jericho took one more shot and hit Bandito. I think it was Bandito hit him in the head with the bat again. So Jack Bandito, another concussion for Bandito.
Yeah.
So this one written into the story. So
A story nobody gives a shit about.
the match everyone was waiting for, and then pretty much they all filed out after this. Big Boom AJ, Mark Briscoe, and freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy versus Johnny TV, Tyra Valkyrie, which I'm so over those two. At Eminem Collection, Mansoor and Mason. Uh, the Murder Machine surrounded the ring but Powerhouse Hobbs marched to the ring to even the odds and hit Mason with a spine buster. Big Boom AJ hits the power bomb here and picks up the win. Big Boom AJ, I'm over it too. I feel like if they were going to continue something with this guy, and I know people were into him, the Costco, the people who shop at Costco and eat all the free food, they're into him. There's big chocolate chunk chips, whatever. I'm over him. I feel like he should have lost here to build something. But if we're just gonna get this guy on a pre-show match every couple weeks, or every couple months, I'm not down anymore. So I'm not into the Big Boom. The Rizzler came down to the ring dressed as Orange Cassidy.
Yes, I saw that. I was like, you gotta be
Jesus.
kidding me.
Yes, that is. So listen, no offense to the Rizzler. He's a young lad, right? I think I'm sure he's a fine, young, upstanding young man. Like Tesla said. Or yeah. Has he got Tourette's? With the webbing of the face all the time. I know that was his gig, but he doesn't like that kid is perfect timing. Every time a camera's on him, he's doing it. He's either doing it for the camera or he just does it. I have no idea, but anyway.
He's doing it for the camera because probably Tony's in it. Like Tony's got him an earpiece saying, "Hey, we're gonna turn the camera on you. Go rub your face." Like who knows? This kid.
He's calling out signs.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like. The most over part of this match was when I think it was Mansoor grabbed the chocolate cookie out of the kid's hand to save him from diabetes, I'm pretty sure, and then threw it on the ground. So
Jesus.
yeah, so Big Boom AJ and his team wins that one. All right, so first match of the main show. MJF versus Hangman Adam Page. This match wasn't ridiculous. Did you get a chance to see this, Scott?
Yeah, I did, and
Don't sound so excited.
It wasn't ridiculous, but so there's going to be a theme to my reviews of some of these matches, and it's the fact that I can't take the participants seriously, whether it's one or both or all or whoever's in the match. I can't take them seriously. And again, I know people are going to say, "Oh, you're just a Cornette. You're just no." Let me break it. Let me break this down to you. Watching Hangman Adam Page specifically, like when you look at MJF versus Adam Page, you look at MJF. Can you take him seriously? Pretty much almost all the time. Sometimes him and his matches are a little, but not necessarily due to him, but just due to the situations he's put in. But when you look at MJF, or when you look at Adam Page, that hair, that face, that mustache,
Scott takes.
I cannot take him seriously. Like, he looks to me like a Timu Chris O'Donnell, the actor Chris O'Donnell. If you literally take that mustache, if you look up a picture of Chris O'Donnell in the Disney movie The Three Musketeers, look at him with that curly hair. You just transplant Page's mustache and right on Chris, and it's there. It's hysterical. So I'm looking at this guy and I can't take you seriously. The hair doesn't look right. It's too short. He's not. I can't take you seriously, dude.
All right.
So yeah.
Okay. So Hangman goes. So early in this match, you'll want to watch the replay back with Scotty. Earlier in the night, MJF took a power bomb where he landed really high on his shoulders. Actually, if Jesse and I were watching this and recording our reaction, we both thought he was dead. It was such a high power bomb, and then later on, I lost it. Later on, Hangman went for a moonsault. MJF caught him and tombstone power drove him onto a steel chair, which looked absolutely ridiculous. And I thought Hangman was dead. So
yeah, I thought Hangman was dead on that one. I watched that, but funny enough, and again, we'll get to it when we get to it. But there were that's another reason I couldn't take any of these matches seriously, because later on, somebody else did the tombstone reverse again, and I'm like, didn't we just see this in another match? All right,
is Bob Starr agenting this thing? What's going on?
Don't malign poor Bob Starr. Bob Starr would not do that to everybody.
You're right. He would not.
So,
I saw Elijah on TNA does the tombstone as well. Like, why? Like, that was Taker's move.
I know Taker's probably rolling over in his pretend grave right now.
Yeah, that's...
Anyway, I lost my spot. Paige planted MJF with Angel's Wings, which is I love that move. That's an awesome move. Hangman finished off MJF with a buckshot lariat, scoring the victory in a tremendous opening match. I didn't think this match was too bad. I've seen worse. I don't like Hangman got his hair cut so he wouldn't look like Magnum TA. I get that. But we're always going to know him as the dirty Magnum TA. Anyway, not a bad opening match.
Again, it was good for
look good following a pre-show.
Yeah, well,
actually, the Big Boom match was way better. Big Boom AJ match was much better. In our predictions challenge, only one person took Hangman.
See, and that was the other thing I didn't like, is the fact that MJF lost. I don't know why. What does?
Because Hangman has taken a ton of losses here lately.
Yes.
Let him take more.
Okay. And MJF hasn't. So it doesn't hurt MJF to lose here. It helps elevate Hangman wherever he's going to go next. Probably
hopefully back to the barber.
Back to the elite. So we have our next match was the TBS Championship match. The CEO, Mercedes Moné versus Momo Watanabe. This match, I felt like, Scotty, you could tell me, hopefully under 30 seconds, this match seemed like Momo was holding back.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Momo was holding back in this. I don't know if somebody said, hey, and Momo's a hard hitter. Momo comes to the ring with a sting bat, like she uses it. Like she is a hard hitter over wherever she's at, Stardom or whatever. There were a few times where it looked like she wanted, like it was like a Mike Tyson holdback type of moment.
Yeah,
that she wanted to really pound Mercedes and she didn't, except for towards the end of the match.
Yeah,
where she kicked the absolute piss out of her, kicked her right in her mouth, and I was like, "Ooh, someone's gonna be in trouble for that one."
I was like, "Yeah,
sorry, Momo, you ain't not coming back anymore."
I was like, "That was a shoot if ever I saw one." Yeah. No, again, like in the beginning of the match, you're right. Like it's exactly what, because like I said, going back to what I said earlier, you can't take Monet seriously. She just doesn't learn it. But the other thing is,
she's terrible.
She is terrible. But the other thing was, and again, to your point, Jason, I couldn't take Watanabe seriously because it didn't look like she was putting her whole effort into it.
Really didn't. It really did not.
And it was just,
she knew the ending.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? I think she knew the ending.
I think she knew the ending. Yeah, I mean, we all knew the ending. We all knew what was going to happen.
Smells like another "that's not going to work for me, brother" thing here.
I think yeah.
So I don't know. I watched it, and I mean, it just, again, it is what it's another Mercedes Moné match. It's another, I've never seen Watanabe before ever, so I have no idea what her full style is like. But you just watching it, just something didn't feel
Well,
right. It
somebody
didn't.
told her to hit the jake brake. So,
Yep. I like that.
Momo released the Peach Sunrise for a near fall on Mercedes. Momo kicked Mercedes in the jaw, legit. Mercedes landed a crossbody press. Mercedes smashed Momo with a Monet maker, and then forced her to tap out after the statement. So, I'm not gonna. Oh, I'm gonna read this comment because this is the comment they put in the thing here. This is why Mercedes is a great champion, because she took a beating in this and showed her resilience, said Shivani. Tony, let's get those glasses fixed.
Yeah, please.
She could have took more of a beating in this. She did not take it. The Momo's kicks were legit though. Like it just seemed like she was holding back. Like I said,
she was pulling. She was pulling too much.
And there were a couple times she's like, you know what, fuck this. I'm just gonna kick the shit out of her. And she did.
Yeah.
So
she didn't do it hard enough.
Yeah.
And if I may say so, again, going to my
Momo supposedly, they came out afterwards and said Watanabe had a certain sort of injury after the match, which told me she's gonna be out for a while.
Yeah.
Hence not coming back.
Yep. One other thing, again, not taking the show seriously, not taking the commentating, Shivani all night long saying stupid stuff, and we'll get to it with the Kenny Omega and Kenny Omega match later, but saying stupid stuff all night long. Excalibur wasn't as bad this time around as he usually is, and again, I'll get to my comments on him when we do the Cope versus Mox match, but like Shivani just, again, like anytime I heard Shivani speak, I was online with some friends talking to them, and only one of the people on that crew is a wrestling fan, so nobody else understood what I was talking about. But anytime Shivani would
friends,
yeah, anytime Shivani would speak up, I'd be like, just shut up, Shivani. I don't want to hear let Taz and Excalibur talk. At least let Taz lead it and let Excalibur keep going. But yeah, couldn't take it seriously because of Shivani either. So
all right. So next match, AEW title, number one contenders match, because we need another one of those. Swerve Strickland with Prince Nana versus Ricochet. Damn near match of the night for me. I thought this was great. Ricochet is beside, like, he is a different character now. The Ranger off. He did an amazing job here. Beginning of the match, Swerve rocked Ricochet with a rib breaker. Swerve knocked Ricochet over the top rope with a lariat. Swerve stomped on Ricochet outside the ring. Prince Nana tried to get Swerve back in the ring, and Swerve shoved Prince Nana away. Prince Nana walked off, flipping off Swerve. Now, this was fucking confusing. Now, I get it. I first thing I thought was, God damn, Ricky's going to be right here.
Yeah.
Nana is going to turn on Swerve, come back and turn on Swerve. He's mad. It just felt weird. The whole thing felt super weird. And then later on, Nana comes running back down and grabs his robe.
Yeah.
Grabs his robe, takes a tope from Ricochet. A hard tope, by the way. And of course, Ricochet whips his robe off. Later on in the match,
I had to go back and get another cup of coffee.
Yeah, maybe he dropped his coffee when Swerve pushed him. Well, so later on, there was a lot of close calls here. These were some of the best near falls I've ever seen in a match.
Yeah,
like everything they could have been done. Every time there was a move, Swerve stomp or the kick to the side of the head or whatever he calls that. It could have ended every time, but somehow Ricochet kicked out. And then Ricochet with his 450 splash, or that one where he did that 360 or 450
it's like 720 almost. It's like a 720 almost.
Samoa drop or whatever, not Samoa drop, but senton. And he potato, like he landed directly in the middle of. I'm like, oh my, and he stood up like that's it. And I was like, holy shit. And they kicked out of that. Like, and then one point, Swerve kicked out on one. Like there was a lot of near falls here, but Swerve, Ricochet spiked Swerve with the vertigo, but Swerve kicked out on the 2 count. Prince Nana tugged. There was a robe tug, and we're so into this robe and it meaning something. Why are we trying to pull it apart?
Yeah.
Prince Nana tugged the robe that Ricochet had on. Swerve served up the house call. And the kick followed up with the second house call. Somehow Ricochet kicked out of the pin. Swerve finished off Ricochet with big pressure and then pinned Ricochet. Swerve is the top contender, is the number 1 contender with Darby and Orange Cassidy and
Pac.
Pac. Pac's
Yeah.
number 1 contender too.
And Christian.
At the time, Christian. Yeah.
Coke.
So anybody can get it is what I say.
Yep.
AEW says anybody can get it right now. So this to me might have damn near been match of the night. I haven't quite decided yet, but I don't know. Not a bad match, except for the Nana part where he left and he was flicking off Swerve. It was just weird.
Yeah, that was the only confusing part of the match to me was the Nana thing, because again, like we said, thought Nana was going to come back, turn on Swerve, that kind of thing, go with Ricochet, and if they had done it, absolutely match of the night in my view, but they didn't, and I was like, eh. So
AEW Continental Championship match: the Rainmaker Okada versus the Hounds of Hell, Brody King. I love Brody King. Did you get a chance to watch this match, Rick?
Yeah.
What'd you think of this match?
It was a pretty good match.
Yeah.
But you knew Brody wasn't winning it.
Hangman Fletch in the chat. Ricochet improved as a heel since joining AEW. I agree, man. I agree. I hit some of these. Hangman Fletch. I don't even know who that is, but welcome in, man. Make sure you subscribe, brother. Make sure you subscribe. Unless you're the secret subscriber. But welcome in. To me, this is another match that it felt like Brody was holding back. Brody, we know Brody beats the absolute piss out of everybody, but there were times where he just did not lay it into Okada, and it could be because Okada's 150 years old too, and he didn't want to break him in two. But I would have loved to have been wrong on this one and had Brody King win this title, but
right?
Okada, bitch, wins this one. So Okada with a headbutt. Okada pulled out the Rainmaker clothesline out of nowhere and pinned Brody to remain the champion. AEW World Tag Team Championship, Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, MVP versus the Outrunners. This was all right, two things here for me. Should have been done on a Collision or AEW
Pre-show.
Dark. Nope, wasn't even worth it. Wasn't even. I like the Outrunners for what they are, but you basically just buried the Outrunners by putting them against Bobby Lashley. The Outrunners had some heat, got a little bit of heat in the beginning, and then that was it. That was it, right? Those guys look like, I mean, first off, they look bigger than life when they're wrestling normal AEW wrestlers, but standing next to Shelton Benjamin, who basically no-sold everything, and Bobby Lashley, who basically didn't even wrestle, only came in for a little bit, made these guys look pretty pathetic. And the other takeaway is Rob picked them to win.
Did he really?
Yes, he did.
Jesus.
Yes, he did.
No
So-
wonder he's in last
Wow.
place.
I even say he goes, I just don't know what I got to do here. I was like, stop picking shitty. I mean, why? Why would you even think that Hurt Syndicate was going to be upset here?
Yeah, how did you even think they were going to switch the tag team title? I mean, yes, we know Tony Khan can do stupid shit, but I mean,
He don't do stupid shit like that.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, anyway,
Oh god.
any takeaways from this match?
I was driving to work, so I figured it wasn't going to last long.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't know the names. One's Turbo Floyd. What's the other one's name?
Something
Nitro.
Magnum.
Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd. I think Truth Magnum. No, Turbo Floyd is the one with the Hulk Hogan hairdo. I think you gotta let that go, bro. You just gotta let that go because you look 100 years old, and he's only like they're young. They're in their 30s
Yeah.
or late 20s, one or the other. they look good until they're standing against two giants.
Yep.
I mean, that's basically it here. So, Leo Rush and Action Andretti. Who cares? We're ringside watching this match. If I were them, I would say to myself, "Yeah, you know what? I'm not even interested.
Yep.
I'm gonna wait till the Bucks get the titles back.
Yeah, I'm not taking that beating.
I'm gonna pass." By the way, MVP could beat 90% of this locker room.
Yeah. On one leg with the cane.
They started with a promo in the beginning with Lashley and MVP and Sheldon in a gym with a dude. I can't remember I'm not sure what his name is, but it was like the Iron City, Iron whatever. I can't remember what the gym was called. It was like Built by Steel or some shit like that. But this guy was cutting a promo and basically dropped the F-bomb every couple seconds. So, my man, he's passionate. So, AEW Women's World Championship Hollywood ending match. Not happy ending match. That's what I thought it was. When I heard Hollywood ending, I ran from the bathroom for this. So, Tony Storm with Luther and versus Mariah May. Yeah,
I only caught the last couple minutes.
So it started out Tony got color. You could see when she came up that she wasn't bleeding yet, but you could see two holes, one on his side, one on his side. And she must have went a little too deep.
It must have been a cold building because she didn't bleed right away.
I don't know, but I'm sorry. I'm thinking Mariah May had two here. Tony, on the other hand, Tony had a crimson mask the whole match. She was bleeding so much. I think she was mad that she she fucked up. She was like, yes.
Yeah.
Like she was
ruined her face.
Irritated about what was going on. So, so you got to see this match, Rick?
No, I only caught the last couple minutes, like the ending of it.
It was a spectacle. I'll give it that.
This
like
to me,
bloodbath.
This to me, I'm gonna say it. This was the match of the night for me.
Yeah.
This was legit the match of the night for me. These girls, I respect two women that will go out there and they give two shits about themselves and just go out there and put it out there. And they did. They pounded. They beat each other. There were thumbtacks and glass. I think Mariah.
Glass?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a real glass, and they did this fake swing fighting thing. Whatever it was, that part was kind of god awful. Mariah May used the Hurricanrana to send Tony crashing into glass on the mat. I'm sure it was sugar glass. Tony grabbed Mariah and planted her with Storm Zero on the top of a chair, which was, I don't know. Can you gimmick a metal chair? I don't know. I'm gonna ask somebody who knows better than me. This chair just completely collapsed, unless you bought one of those Walmart chairs. It collapsed like a couple chairs I've seen Scotty in. Tony curb stomped Mariah onto the championship. Listen, there is. We never had it recorded. We were getting ready to start a recording, and Scotty and
Wyatt, yeah,
we're sitting on this bench, and I next thing you know, we're like this. I wish we would have been recording and fucking.
Yeah,
Wyatt was hot to trot.
Yeah, he was not happy.
Tony whipped Mariah with the belt. Like
that is where that to me is the moment that really got me in this match, because I started feeling like
nauseous,
and not only
was this up on the ramp.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Tony,
this is where I came.
Mariah ran away, tried to get away, and then Tony grabbed the belt. This was all like they're all recalling stuff that happened to Tony. She grabbed the shoe. She beat Mariah with the shoe.
Yeah.
Of course, you couldn't tell because she was already bloody.
Yeah.
That Mayday that she gave Tony on the ramp was freaking vicious.
Was that? Yes. And I thought
Yeah.
that was it. Now, there
Yeah.
was another one in the beginning of the night on the ramp that I thought was over. It was over already.
Yeah.
Like, I think Tony's head cracked off the ground. I was like, oh, shit. Well, we're
Concussion protocol.
shit, Ed.
But that belt spot, because I'm like, she's like, again, using the metal part of the belt. She's not using the leather.
Did
It was
you hear? Well, okay. So Excalibur said, you can hear the cracking of the leather. There was no leather.
No leather cracking. No.
She had it spun the other way and
But,
was
yeah.
beating the absolute piss out of her.
And like I said, it brought me into the match and took me out all at the same moment, because at the same time, like, you're starting to feel bad for Mariah May at this point. Like, Tony Storm's supposed to be this baby face, but she is just wailing away on Mariah May with that belt, and you're like, okay, at some point you got to feel bad for Mariah, because like, how bad her back is going to be killing her. Like, I'm surprised you couldn't actually see like the metal imprint of the belt on her back. It was, oh my gosh,
Well,
I was like, what the hell?
They climbed up on these little whatever containers and got onto this. I think that it was a table that was painted white and it said the end or the ending or whatever.
I think it said Hollywood ending on the
Hollywood ending. And
Yeah.
there was a Storm Zero, and then Tony Storm gets the pin and then lays on Mariah's chest.
Yes.
Like an
just-
end credit scene.
Yes.
I honestly, that's why I think this was the match of the night. These girls put it out there, so that was my pick. So
it was definitely interesting, but it just, I don't know.
all right, so AEW International Championship match, Konosuke Takeshita versus the Cleaner Kenny Omega. This match wasn't bad. It was good to see Kenny back, really working. I kind of, at one point, I got tired of them talking about his guts exploding.
I got tired of Don Callis, like he was announcing and then he'd get up and go do something. Then he'd come back and he announced and go do something. Like,
he did that on Dynamite too, where he jumped up from the commentary table and put boots to somebody that ran back and was like, yeah, that hurt. Anyway.
Yeah, the one spot he did where he punched Kenny in the head and came back, he's shaking his hand, and then I forget. I really wish I could remember. I should have written the quote down as soon as he said it. Tony Schiavone, Schiavone said something to, "You're a disgusting man, Callis," or something to that effect. Like, I was just like you're. Dude, like, you're watching this thing, like, add something more to it. Like, Jim Ross would have been screaming his head off back in the day, like, like the what was it when he called Triple H a son of a bitch on national? Like that kind of thing. Like, again, I don't know.
They try to keep it PG.
I get that, but
the whole roster's bleeding to death,
and the one promo is using F-bombs and stuff like that.
Probably all lined up for blood transfusions and hepatitis shots.
I don't know. I just the Callis thing bothered me. Like I said, you can't take. Oh, sorry. There's a dog howling behind me. You can't take the Don Callis family seriously. Like, Takeshita is honestly an amazing athlete and could go very far if they got him away from the Don Callis crap. Because I really think it's holding him back from being the kind of person that he needs to be as a wrestler. So.
Takeshita absorbs kicks from Omega. Defiant against the challenger. Takeshita intercepts a knee strike, but Omega fires back with a poison rana. Omega smashed Takeshita with the V-trigger. Takeshita escaped a one-winged angel. Actually, there was back and forth with these one-winged angel. We thought Kenny was going to take one. Then he got it back on Takeshita. Then it went back to Kenny. Kenny pinned Takeshita with a crucifix and became the new AEW International Champion. Kenny is our new champion. So good for Kenny to come back, though. This is huge for Omega. Yeah. I mean, he didn't think he was ever going to wrestle again. So this is pretty cool. Next match, steel cage match, Will Ospreay versus the Prospect.
This is the match of the night, my opinion.
Kyle Fletcher with Don Callis. Yeah, another bloodbath. This started off hot right away. They both came down to the ring. They climbed the cage. They were standing on either corner of the cage. I would have rather than just jump in the midair and try to catch each other. See how that goes.
That would have been funny.
Well, I mean, we did see a Spanish fly off the top that
We
looked
did.
like it killed fucking
Yes, he did not flat back. He
Ospreay.
landed on his hip. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Did it hurt? I think it hurt more. Kyle Fletcher's landing was pretty rough
He
too.
landed flat.
Yeah, but that's so high. Oh my god, it's so
Yeah.
high. Ospreay Fletcher struggled out at the top of the cage. Ospreay hit a Spanish fly on Fletcher from the top of the cage. Will smashed Fletcher with a hidden blade and dumped Fletcher on his head. Right before that, Fletcher's doing the Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels. I hate you. I fucking hate you. Blah 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 blah. Boom. That's it. Will Ospreay.
The styles clash on the thumbtacks. Jesus.
Yeah.
That one was, and I honestly thought, going back to the Spanish Fly really quick, I was like, wait a minute, where are those thumbtacks? Because I honestly thought they almost Spanish Flyed the thumbtacks off the
Yeah.
top after that. I was like, it's like, oh my god, where were those thumbtacks on the mat? Where did they land on them? Because you couldn't quite see at first.
I'm sure a couple of them were in the area.
Yeah,
There
and they panned back around and it's like, okay, the thumbtacks were behind them when they landed, but still, I literally thought they were going to Spanish Fly the thumbtacks. I was like, what the frig?
Yeah, this
So,
we had a Mark Davis interference. There was a screwdriver spot to the head.
There were
There
a
was
few of them.
another screwdriver spot to the turnbuckle. Them turnbuckles look expensive.
yeah.
Anyway, this to me could have been the main event.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have ended the show right here, but they didn't.
They
Shocker.
should have ended the show there, quite frankly, with what came next.
Year-old Cope and Moxley.
Yes, the main event: John Moxley, the champion, versus the Rated R superstar Cope. This I thought you were going to be right again, Rick. You called a lot of stuff. I don't know where you get your information, but stop it. During this match, towards the end of this match, you're a genius. You're a genius. You're a goddamn genius. Towards the end of this match, Christian Cage comes down and cashes in his contract.
He pulls Cope out of the ring, or he pulls the ref out of the ring when Cope had
for the pin.
Moxley beat.
Oh,
yeah.
for the yep. Go ahead.
Oh, so yeah, he takes his hoodie off, he's got his gear on, he signs his piece of paper, and now it's a no DQ triple threat match, which before that, when the ref took his bump and got knocked out of the ring, it already became no DQ because there were fucking chairs everywhere. And
yep.
I mean,
I don't like the timing of this, and I'll go into why later on. This the whole thing happened, but I just thought the timing of this was a little weird. But I do love the spot where Moxley had the bulldog choke on, and Christian reached over and put his hand on Cope for the pin. If it would have ended there, that probably been one of the most incredible finishes to a championship match ever.
Yeah.
Okay, can you imagine Christian wins the title
while
and
being choked out.
he's out, like he's passed out, he's done.
Yeah.
He can't celebrate. Cope is out, or Cope is hurt. Christian's out, and Mox is pissed, and he just picks up the belt and leaves anyway. Puts it back in a briefcase, or never takes it out of the briefcase. So that was a great. I thought that was pretty clever. I read this morning that Christian Cage just wanted that to be over with. He was done with the whole situation. He did not like the whole cashing in or when he was going to cash in. He didn't like it anymore. So that's why they went ahead and ended that story.
But oh my god, that is so ridiculous. Because then cash it in, give him the freaking title, let freaking Mox move on to something else. Let them have maybe one more run against him and Cope. I'm going to call him Edge. Let him and Edge have one more run for the belt because Edge feels he was unfairly screwed. I'm sorry. Like, there was a perfect way to do that. give Edge the belt, have Christian come down, cash in, win the belt. Now Moxley and Edge are both pissed. Like what?
Well,
what?
Edge is gonna be blowing smoke anyway because he ate a briefcase shot from Jay White. He got the psycho knee thing from Yuta, and then Christian cost him the belt.
They've teased a couple times with Yuta turning.
Yeah.
So I thought we were going to get it again. We didn't. So
I don't know.
Moxley's still your champ, your AEW champion. The world is still not correct. Like it's
Nope.
not right. It's not right. So honestly, not a bad pay-per-view. Scotty, I know you stayed awake for the whole damn
ending?
thing.
Swerve jumps off the
yes.
railing and
go ahead.
Takes Moxley out and the local talent and security, and Nana's out there dancing.
Yeah, of course. Actually, when Moxley handed his briefcase over to some random person, by the way, we just hand the AEW World Title over to some dude. If that's me, I'm like,
well, okay.
I'm immediately posting it on eBay.
Right? Hold on for a second. Not only did he hand it to somebody random that we had no idea, they were underneath the bleachers. Like, if you notice that, because that was what caught me. I was like, because again, the bleachers are going up, the stairs are going up. Whoever this was is underneath in this tiny little hole. It's a black hole. You can't really see what's there.
Well, I'm sure it was a security guy that sits by the ramp.
Maybe, but again, it was a black hole that he handed the briefcase into, and I'm like, the heck? Like, what? Why would you just hand? I mean, again, another thing that exposes the business. Another thing that again took me out of that was cool that Swerve jumped off the railing and stuff like that. But he walking back, it's like, okay, I'm not going to carry this around anymore. I'm going to just hand it off to some random person in this black hole that they're sitting in. Like, I don't know. Again, that whole thing, like the match itself, Christian not winning the thing takes me out of it. Not believable. The ending with handing the briefcase out, and then again, they're just like, you walk off from the manager that's taunting you to hand your briefcase and then walk back. Why? Yeah. Like, I don't know.
Well, again, while we're talking about exposing the business, because I didn't think that was that big of a deal. I mean, we did get a nice little ending with Swerve, and then he ended it in the ring afterward with you can watch that on YouTube about him talking to Copeland, telling him that he's probably still one of the best wrestlers ever. He clearly doesn't watch what I watch. We had a Tony Schiavone interview. I think it was after the Mariah May match.
It was after the steel cage match. Okay. You're talking about the Queen of the Ring stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tony Schiavone was interviewing
Ash Avildsen, the director and creator of.
This was terrible.
Yeah. Damaris Lewis is her name. Damaris Lewis.
Yeah, something like
that. Appleton opens up and says, "Listen, I've talked enough. Let these girls talk." And I probably what a mistake that was. She said, "Well, what I've learned," I think Schiavone said, "What did you learn from doing this and from the business?" And she said, "Well, what I've learned is you guys know who's going to win before it happens."
Yeah.
And blading is not real.
I about spit my drink out of my mouth at work at that point.
I looked at Jesse because Jesse and I talk all the time. I actually ruin wrestling for Jesse because I tell her things and then she starts looking for them, and it upsets her because she knows. So, now she's, and probably why she knows what's going on all the time. She analyzes every fucking match now. It's like, oh, that guy must not be trained. He grabbed the right arm. Anyway,
no, he was trained. He was trained in Mexico.
That's okay. Yeah. He's stepping with the right foot. He must have been a high school wrestler. And we both looked at each other like, "What the fuck did she just say?" She just basically just said, "Ladies and gentlemen, wrestling's fake."
Yeah,
that's exactly what I saw, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
somebody get this girl out of here. Then the other girl that was, I guess, in the Queen of the Ring, which I haven't gotten a chance to see yet, and it's probably going to be in theaters in another 12 more minutes. The girl from Heels,
Yeah.
she was in it, so should be a pretty good movie. T-Bone went to see it. Brian went to see it. He said it was pretty good. Brian said it was like The Notebook. I was like, great. I needed to cry.
Damn, that just makes me not want to see it. Then
Right? I don't need to cry. Anyway, predictions challenge time. Revolution points. Last night there were 45 possible points for Revolution. Again, if you're not part of our Patreon, it's $5 a month. You could join, and you join for $5. First off, you get Hardway Wrestling trading cards. There's a Hardway Wrestling trading card every month. We are 3 months in. Some of them got their cards. Some of them I haven't seen yet. The third one will be here very soon. And they'll be 3 behind. So I'll see everybody and they'll get their cards. I actually got a whole box of them sitting right here right now. So anyway, join. It's $5 a month. You get to join the predictions challenge. You too could be a Hardway champion. Anyway, right now our champion is Randy for about 4 more days. 5 more days, and then it seems like Scott.
Why did Jesse cash in last night?
So I tried to talk her into cashing in, but she's like, I suck at AEW. I said, but it's Randy.
There's a TNA pay-per-view coming up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, which is going to be tough for everybody because we don't really, we're starting to get back into TNA. But anyway, updated points from last night, 45 points available. I led the card last night with 44 points. I only got one wrong. I put 1 point on Cope winning, and he did not. Jesse had 43. Ricky had 38. Rob 37. Micah 37. Suze with 32, who was our leader. She went from first to damn near last. Randy with 30, and Scotty, I don't even know.
The MJF one screwed me up.
You lost 2 big ones. You're 9 and you're 8 points.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
So overall,
that really
no,
I was gonna say that was just the big thing that screwed me up was the 2. Because I know it's MJF, and then who was the other one? I can't remember who I picked.
Wait. When you do your cards, especially the AEW ones, you just start like the first match on the list is 9.
No.
That's what Rob does.
Sometimes I will do that if I'm confident. I know whoever. I do that a lot with WWE pay-per-views because again, they're a lot easier to call. But with AEW, it's like, okay, I start with the ones that I'm pretty damn sure I know who's going to win. I started with him. When I started with MJF, I was like, I'm putting.
Yeah, you took MJF. That was one that you lost.
And do you know who the other one
Ricochet.
was?
I believe you took
that's the one. Yes, because we
2 on MJF and I put 1 on Cope. That was the 7 I missed.
Yeah, because I put because I honestly was. I got swindled into you guys talking about the
Nana turning.
Nana turning. Thank you, brain just completely blank. I got swindled into thinking Nana was going to turn. I was like, well, that's going to mean Ricochet is going to win this, and I was like, you know what, I'm going.
Good job, Ricky. You swerved him.
Actually, that was T-Bone. T-Bone was the one that said that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I got T-Bone swerved me on that one because I honestly was like, you know what, that makes sense. That seems like it would be a good plan. So boom.
I put all my points on the Hurt Syndicate. And,
me too.
And
Tony Storm. Yeah, Tony Storm. All right, so overall points, I'm in the lead with 54, 2 points ahead of Jesse with 52, Ricky with 47, which I think third place is your favorite spot because I believe that's where you're at. It feels like that's where you're always at, right in third. So Micah right up there with 46, Suze with 43, Randy with 40, Rob with 39, and Scott.
Yep.
34 points. He's dyslexic. He's got dyslexic points. They're backwards. So,
and you let Rob get in front of you.
Yeah, I know. That's even worse.
Yeah, the guy who picked Turbo Floyd and the guy with the condom.
The guy with the condom.
So, anyway, that's going to do it here for Hardway Wrestling. We will be back tomorrow. We'll have our Raw review, Ricky's Raw review. We're going to have
Rick's
You-
picks for
Rick's picks for NXT Roadblock. And then Friday we'll be back because we have a TNA pay-per-view on Saturday. And we'll give Rick's picks again. So
Is
and
it
God knows what else
Saturday
we're
or
gonna
is it Friday?
Is it? I don't know. I don't know what the date is.
I thought it said the 14th. That's Friday.
Oh, okay. Well, but I already had the card. I already had the card locked and loaded. Just waiting to release it. But if you're in the predictions challenge, MJF, fucking Ricochet, Omega matches screwed me. Yeah. If you're in the predictions challenge, the card is up right now for Roadblock. You can go in, and it's due by 5:00 tomorrow. So by the time we are running, you need to have your card in. Get that taken care of. If you want to join, it's probably too late for you to win this month, but you certainly could come out and say, "Listen, I'm a contender. I'm gonna show you." It's very possible if you show up tomorrow and do Roadblock and hit TNA, you'll have more points than Scotty. So
And Frosty.
keep that in mind. So that's it, boys. That's it.
They'll have
We'll
more
be-
points than Damien.
Yes. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Damien picked the Buffalo Bills to win. So pretty good on him. So anyway, that's gonna do it here for Hardware Wrestling. We will see you guys tomorrow for everything else, all of our Raw reviews and that good stuff. So till tomorrow.
On the hard way.
Peace. Oh my god, that got caught in my fingernail.
Must have been that booger it was tough.